Today I'm going to show you guys how to apply the dreaded dry rub decals. Let's get started. Welcome back to our channel, guys, Gunpla University, where we are not the teachers but students just like you. If you're new here and want to learn everything there is to know about the art of Gunpla, and you want to take your Gunpla game to the next level, or you're just a fan of Gundam, mecha, model kits, and anime, start now by subscribing and clicking the bell icon so you're not late to class. So let's jump right into things here, guys. Today we're talking about dry rub decals, and I decided to do this video because to me it seems like in the community, dry rub decals kind of get hated on a good little bit, and I'm not really sure why. It seems like you're either on the water slide train or you're just completely missed the train altogether. And while even I will admit that I prefer to do water slides myself, dry rubs are actually pretty decent if you apply them the right way, and they look almost just as good, sometimes better than some water slides in my experience, just depending on the particular water slide. They're actually really easy to apply, so that's what I'm going to show you guys here today, how I actually go about applying my dry rub decals. And if this video helps you guys to learn how to properly apply dry rub decals, be sure to let me know in the comments down below. I love to know that, the information I'm providing is helping you guys out there. So first off, what is a dry rub decal? So in your standard kit, there are 4 different variations of decals that you can expect to possibly come with your kit. The first one of those is foil stickers. These are the most hated stickers, these are the most hated decals in all of Gunpla. You can tell if you're working with foil stickers if the background of the stickers is a glossy silver color. In some of your smaller kits like SDs, these stickers will be huge, and that's because Bandai is using these stickers in order to create color separation in the kit. In high grades, they can be medium to small. Some master grades, some of the older ones, can have pretty large foil stickers. And in your master grades, they aren't as prevalent. Usually you'll just have foil stickers for something like your eyes and your cameras. These are pretty much universally hated. They just don't apply very well. They tend to wrinkle and just all around don't look good when you apply it to your kit. Most Gunpla builders avoid these like the plague. The second set of decals that you can expect to see in your kits is just the regular stickers. And what I mean by regular stickers, these are just literally that, regular stickers with a clear background. They aren't die cut, so there's always a square border around these. And these kind of suck too if you plan on doing any like weathering or any top coats or anything like that. These don't really blend into the kit very well, so once you get into trying to top coat your kit and really try to put a polish and a finish on it, these tend to stick out. You can see the edges of them. Just all around not great. The third most common is the dry rub decals, and that's what we're talking about today. And I'm going to touch on the water slides here in a second, but talking about the dry rubs, you can always tell which set of decals are your dry rubs because they will come on a transparent sheet, and they always have like this, I call it like a cooking paper, baking sheet paper that they put behind it just to kind of protect the decals. And lastly is your water slides. Water slides tend to come only with your P Bandai kits or some of your more exclusive models. You can buy them separately, and most serious Gunpla builders will normally forego all the stickers that come with their kits and try to get a set of water slides, with the small exception of maybe your foil stickers for your cameras and your eyes. The community pretty much universally accepts water slides as the best way to apply decals to your kits, and I would have to agree, but that's not what we're talking about today. So let me show you guys how I apply my dry rub decals. So getting started here, guys, you can see I've got a couple items here in front of me. On the left here, I've got just some regular tape, some scotch tape would do fine. I've got the actual slides, or decals rather, and I've got my X-Acto knife. As you can see here, I'm actually working on the MS-1/100 scale cage that originally came with the Master Grade Unicorn. That video actually came out just recently. I'll leave a link up here somewhere so you can click that if you want to check out that video. But the very first thing I do when I'm getting ready to apply some of these decals is I like to tape the cooking paper, baking paper, what do we call this? Parchment paper. We're gonna call this parchment paper. I like to tape this parchment paper to the decal slide itself. That way, as I'm starting to cut away the decals, the backing paper that's actually protecting the decals doesn't slip away. So what I do here, after I've identified whichever decal it is that I'm trying to apply, I take my X-Acto blade and I will cut around the decal as cleanly as I can without, disrupting any of the other decals or cutting through them. Once I have the decal cut out, I will immediately go ahead and tape the front side of the decal to a little small piece of tape. Now the reason I do this is because these decals are applied by force, and you literally have to rub these decals in. And sometimes, just depending on the decals, it can take a lot of force in order to get these things to apply. So in order to make sure that the decals aren't moving and they aren't shifting while I'm trying to apply them, by placing a little bit of tape around it and then placing that tape down on the area that I actually want to apply it, I can make sure the decal doesn't move or shift. This one little step by itself makes applying these things so much easier, guys. So once the decal has been applied, you're just going to take your tweezers or your X-Acto blade and just carefully and slowly, and I mean very slowly, pull up the tape and the transfer paper. And the reason you want to do this slowly is just in case you haven't actually applied enough force to get these to stick, you want to be able to lay that slide back down and be able to apply some more pressure without messing up the decal. Now me personally, I usually just use the back end of my X-Acto blade in order to kind of rub these in. And like I said, you're using a pretty good amount of force on some of these, but I will give you one tip. When you're looking at these decals, and this especially works if the decal is colored, when you're looking at the decal before it's been applied under your tape, if you look very closely, it'll have very good color to it. Now, once you apply this and it's actually adhered to the surface, that color will kind of fade away and it'll look more opaque. And that's one good way to tell that your decal has been applied. This doesn't work as well with white decals, but if you look really closely, you can notice it with those too. Sometimes I'll go through and kind of just lay down all the decals that I want to lay down in one particular area all at the same time before I rub them in. You can do this too. The only thing that I would suggest is to make sure that you layer your tape properly so that when you're lifting up to expose a particular decal, you're not actually pulling off another decal with the tape that you applied, because this tape will pull up those decals if you get it on top of them. So just be careful with that. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Dry rubs are really easy to apply. Don't be afraid of them. I don't know why they get so much hate. I hope you guys enjoyed this short little video on how to apply dry rub decals. If you did, let me know in the comments down below. Look out for more videos from us. Check us out on Instagram, like and subscribe, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.